every hurting son, showing love for every little girl trapped in her lonely world. You've got a guardian. You've got a guardian along the way. Leather jacket or three-piece suit, cotton gown or cowboy boots. It don't matter about the clothes you wear. Let the kids know that you care. You've got a guardian, showing love for every hurting son, showing love to every little girl trapped in a lonely world. You've got a guardian, showing love for every hurting son, showing love to every little girl trapped in her lonely world. You've got a guardian. You've got a guardian along your way.
The mission of Guardians of the Children is to recognize and react to child abuse and educate the public to do the same, to serve as advocates to provide strength and stability to families in crisis, and be an answer to the prayer of an abused child or teen for courage, support, and protection. Don't let your silence drown out their cries.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, this upcoming music video is about the plight of elephants being poached in the wild and how important it is for conservation efforts of captive elephants to be taken care of in captivity in order for them to survive. We have spent several days at the Elephant Ranch here in Florida learning about the elephants, how they care, how they think, and how they have such enormous feelings. So sit back and enjoy a music video about 96 elephants being poached today on our planet.
I'm 31, over 10 feet tall, 12,000 pounds, ain't scared of nothing at all. My name is Luke, I'm the lucky one. I live with people that I call my friends, and it's safe here. Yeah, it's safe here. But for all my brothers and all my sisters back in the homeland, it's just fear and disaster. So can you help me? Can you please speak for me and get a message to this crazy insanity? So what's wrong with these people? They're killing my family. They hunt and kill us both with spears and guns, 'cause all they want is our ivory. 96 elephants a day disappear on our land. We can take on every animal God made, except the animal in man. Except the animal in man. Our tusks are strong, they're what we need, but all you wanna do is take our seed. My wife and kids, I keep them close to me, but it doesn't matter, you still make them bleed. You hunt them down, hack off their face, all in the name of your ivory trade, all in the name of the human race, all in the name of the human race. But for all my brothers and all my sisters back in the homeland, it's just fear and disaster. So can you help me? Can you please speak for me and get a message to this crazy insanity? So what's wrong with these people? They're killing my family. They hunt and kill us both with spears and guns, 'cause all they want is our ivory. 96 elephants a day disappear on our land. We can take on every animal God made, except the animal in man. So what's wrong with these people? They're killing my family. They hunt and kill us both with spears and guns, 'cause all they want is our ivory. 96 elephants a day disappear on our land. We can take on every animal God made, except the animal in man. Except the animal in man.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in and watching our music video about 96 elephants. Filming this video was just the most remarkable thing that I've ever took part in. Learning how to take care of them and how much work it goes into just taking care of elephants in captivity and in the wild for conservation. Without captive elephants and people who love captive elephants, their future looks very dim. So get on allaboutelephants.com, ladies and gentlemen, and help us support the captive conservation of elephants and help us raise money in order to hire rangers to protect the elephants and their families in the wild, so future generations can enjoy these things being on our planet for hundreds of years to come. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, get on allaboutelephants.com And let's help Luke help his family.
Joe Exotic TV is a licensed member of the U.S. Press Association. All video footage is owned and played by White Monkey Productions. Some scenes may be reenacted or recreated, dramatized, or made up for purposes of entertainment only. Viewer discretion is advised.
So here I am, standing with you. My true loves were men, but I'm just like you. I've lived my life the best that I could. I've done a lot of things wrong, but I've done some good. For all of my lovers, for all of my friends, this is their song, my gift to them. This is my life, put into words, put down on paper. What's so absurd? All that I've done, it comes down to this. Been taken away from me by this damn disease. So this is goodbye, my last farewell to all of my fans. You were my biggest thrill, my biggest thrill. I've been blessed with some good friends. They're here till the end. Cry and we smile, then we cry again. Well, I'm not a weak man, I'm not easily beat, but this cancer has broke me down to my knees. So this is my life, put into words, put down on paper. What's so absurd? All that I've done, it comes down to this. It's
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to JoeExotic.tv. It has been one of them days. But you know what? We had a blast at the nursing home today, taking some baby animals up to the residents of the nursing home. And you know, when they wheel them out there into the front hall before they saw the animals, it just looked like lifeless deaf people sitting in wheelchairs. Some of them couldn't move. Some of them didn't even know that they were wheeled out and in the hallway. And the minute that they saw all them baby animals, oh my God, they started jumping up and down in their wheelchairs and had the best blast time of their life. And we're going to start doing that, you know, within driving distance of our community, and start taking little animals to the nursing home. But while I was at the nursing home, I got to talking to one of the main staff there. And do you know that there is a law that says that a nursing home can only have one dog or one cat per facility? Now, who the hell made that law? And I'm going to find out exactly where that law is, and then we're going to start putting some pressure on some of the politicians that made that law. How would you like to be locked up in a nursing home? And I'm talking locked up because you had to have a special code to get out the damn front door. We can't even get out the damn door. You're an elderly person. You've lived on a farm for 80 years of your life. They throw you in this building that smells like urine that you just can't get over, in a wheelchair, sitting in the hallway doing nothing for the entire time you're awake, to the time they put you in a bed and strap you down and lock your door. So I come up with an idea, talking to some of these residents today. What would be wrong with building a little barnyard behind each nursing home of these people that come from the country, and putting a couple goats and maybe a sheep or something else in this little barnyard, and give them a reason to get up in the morning and go out and do what they used to do, and that's feed the animals and take care of the barnyard. Give them a reason to live again. Just because you're in a nursing home doesn't mean that they gotta die. But there's two people in this country that's forgotten, and that's our veterans and our elderly people in nursing homes. And it's a damn shame in this country when a dog has more rights than an 80-year-old person that helped build this country. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sticking up for the carriage horse people in the horse industry today against the animal rights people and the ex-mayor of New York. And I'm going to say it once and I'm going to say it again. If all you animal rights people get the hell out of the city and get some fresh air instead of swallowing carbon monoxide all day long, you might understand how this country got built. Coming up first, video message 151. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 150. My name's Joseph Maldonado. Today, my little guest star here's name's George. If you haven't noticed, for most of you city animal rights people out there, it's a horse. The same thing that this country was built with, okay? Hundreds of years ago, you didn't have cars and tractors. The horses did everything in order to get the bridges built, the roads built, the buildings built, and everything else. And now it's time for me to step in and say something about the carriage horse people up in New York and other cities, that you people that have never lived outside of the city of anywhere, in order to get some fresh air instead of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide in your blood system to make you a little stupid upstairs. You know, carriage horse people take great care of their horses, right along with the racehorse people and everybody else. Why would you abuse your main asset in order to make your living? Not to mention that these people love their animals, and animals love them just as much. But let me just explain something to you real quick. For all of you animal rights people out there, you'll never meet an animal rights person that lived in the country. Why? Because they understand animals, and they understand the whole necessity of needing animals. You people that live in the city that have nothing better to do than hold up signs and protest shit like you're trying to stop the carriage horse people in the city of New York and other cities around the country, you forget one thing. The only reason you're here is because your grandparents and their grandparents ate meat and had animals in order to get done what they needed to do. Pull the plows, plant the corn, plant the vegetables that you want to turn into being a vegetarian, okay? So don't damn the horse people and the animal people for loving the animals and carrying on traditions of things to go by. Because of your belief, you forget one thing. It's the way this country was built, and that's the way this country is going to go back to. Because if I have my way as a presidential candidate, whether I win or I lose, by November the 8th of 2016, I'm going to expose your asses for being ignorant, raising money as a non-profit organization such as the Humane Society, everybody else, PETA, and I'm even talking about the ex-mayor of New York City. You're an ass, mister, and I don't mind saying you're an ass. Because if you're going to ban carriage horses, you spent too much time in that Lexus or that Mercedes-Benz. Because if you put more carriage horses around and let people enjoy a night out sitting in a wagon being pulled around by a horse that ain't honking, saying, get the fuck out of my way. And yes, I've been to New York City too, where the sub-rats are bigger than most people's dogs out in the country. Everybody's honking at everybody, getting absolutely nowhere, walking down the sidewalks at 50 miles an hour, running over people. If you had more carriage horses going around Times Square and the park and a little peace and quiet, tranquility, I'll guarantee you'd have a whole lot less problems in that big-ass city. So, with that message, people, learn what you're bitching about and learn where your heritage come from, because it didn't get here by being a vegetarian. It didn't get here by making horses illegal, and it didn't get here by taking other people's rights away. It got here by allowing you to have rights, and it got here by these animals building this country. And it got here by our founding fathers. And it's time that our founding fathers raised from the dead and take this goddamn country back. I'm Joseph Maldonado. Get on www.joeexotic2016.com and let's put this country back on track. And let's get rid of all these crooked non-profit status bullshit and charge them 8% tax and get this country out of debt. I'll see you tomorrow for video message number 151.
When man filmed the first moving images, he turned the camera on something deeply familiar, a companion that had been by his side for thousands of years. And when he built ships and roads and cities, they did the work side by side. Now their work together is mostly forgotten, and only a rare few of us still carry forward that ancient bond.
Every time I go to the park, I feel like I go first time, because the park is a beautiful composition. Shade and the trees and the leaves and the snow.
Our society, we have forgotten so much about horses.
It's very, very beautiful.
We used to all know about horses, and the animal rights people have been able to exploit that.
We are going to quickly and aggressively move to make horse carriages no longer a part of the landscape in New York City.
Horses built New York.
Central Park was designed to be seen from the back of the carriage.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
There are no horse torturing monsters in this business, and I'm here and always have been here because of my love for horses.
And so it is that 59th Street has become a dividing line between who we were and who we want to be, between ideas just arriving and a tradition that predates Abraham Lincoln's presidency. So let's just take a moment and consider this next step, before a line is crossed, before we lose our way.
The thing that drives me batty is the idea that banning the carriage horses is some sort of liberal progressive agenda. The reality is that the real progress that's being made here is to honor our traditions from Italy and Ireland and other horse cultures.
I'm from Mexico City. My grandma used to have a farm back in Mexico, outside Mexico City. I used to work with my grandma with the horses.
South America, was born and raised in Brazil, which is in the south, close to Argentina and Uruguay. That's the part of the country have the gauchos.
I grew up on a kibbutz. I born in a kibbutz in Israel, working with the horses in a collective farming before the tractor came in.
My dad was third-generation blacksmith. Their great-grandfather actually built the roads in his town in Ireland with horses, and they were the town blacksmiths. It's not just a little job, it's a tradition.
My horse name is Rebecca. I fall in love with her in day one. The first day that I drove her in Pennsylvania, I knew that this is my baby.
We are the living link to the history of the horse in New York City.
And in places that are progressive, the horses are coming back. In Europe, they're using them for recycling, to water municipal gardens. The horses are coming back at a time when the mayor of New York sounds so terribly retrograde.
We are going to get rid of the horse carriages, period. They're not humane. It's over.
It hurts. It hurts and it's infuriating. Depending on who's saying it and what kind of mood you're in, you could cry or you could scream.
Why should I mistreat my horse? What would be the reason to do that? You know, it gives me so much back in terms of happiness.
Oh, well, hell, Timmy, he's got his mind on something else here lately. We're going to have a talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Carriage horse people, animal rights people. The ex-mayor of New York, what a dumbass. And I'm going to, you know me, I don't care who I offend, but somebody in this country's got to pull their head out of their eyes. You know what we got to start with? Local politicians. Coming up next, are we ready for this one? No? No, I'm ready. Okay, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, you know we have sheriff elections this year in most counties across the country, along with county commissioners and everybody else. And our sheriff locally here officially pissed me off. So here's the next message. Let's get activated and let's motivate people. And if you don't like what's going on in your city, county, or state, vote the motherfuckers out. Here's a non-political message about somebody I'm supporting for sheriff. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is not my normal political video message. This one right here is mainly for Garvin County, Oklahoma, for the sheriff election. But y'all take note of this because it really goes for just about any county or city council or county commissioners anywhere in the United States. You the people, vote them in to work for you the people. You don't vote these people in so they can fuck with you, okay, and change laws to affect your lives without you agreeing to it. Here in Garvin County, we have a bit of a sheriff problem. Whether he's homophobic or not, there's something going on because he has never, one time, been out to this park to even see what's in his county. The man, when he got elected sheriff, didn't even know he had over 100 tigers in his county. You would think that a sheriff that had a zoo with over 214 tigers in it would at least come out and shake hands once in a while and see how it's going and work with us about emergency protocols, since we deal with a lot of tornadoes and animal rights people. But unfortunately, the animal rights people seem to have more of rights around here with our current sheriff than the people that bring in the money to this local economy. Let me throw just a little bit of numbers at you for people that live here in Garvin County, or you maybe have a zoo or a facility like this in your place. A family of 4 drive up here from Dallas, Texas. And most of the people that come to this zoo are from Dallas, Texas, or somewhere else in the United States. They bring a family of 4 up. They're gonna have to put gas in their gas tank to get back. So there's approximately $45. And then you feed a family of 4 in town, because we send everybody up to Paul's Valley in order to eat at one of the restaurants that most of the times ain't even open. So you take a family of 4, there's you another at least $40. And then while you're at the gas station and you got a couple of kids, you know you're gonna spend some money on candy bars, a soda pop, and maybe a bag of chips. So mom and dad's gonna get one too. There's you another $20. And I'm not even talking about how much money they spend to get in the zoo. So just the gas, 1 meal out, some chips and munchies while you're at the gas station is approximately $115 spent in the local economy. Doesn't sound like a whole much until you take it times 60,000 people a year. Now we're talking about $9.6 million that people spend inside this local economy. Now you take the money that the zoo spends, building materials, eating out, gasoline, everything else, feed for the animals. We buy everything locally. We don't get anything out of state, or really even as far as Oklahoma City. All of our building materials come from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, or Wynnewood, Oklahoma, and we always eat in town, and we get our gas right here, a half a mile away from the zoo. We pump in another $1.5 million inside the local economy. And we can't even get any police protection for $10 million a year. What do you think of that? Is the guy a homophobe? Or is he jealous because some fag moved in Oklahoma and built a zoo and became more successful than a career politician sheriff? You know, I'm gonna throw another scenario out there at you. If you got a basement full of rats and you can't get this guy with the real nice truck and the real nice equipment in order to come take care of your rats because you just got home from vacation and there's 400 rats running around in your basement, who are you gonna accept? You gonna accept that guy that sells plumber's crack, shirt don't fit over his belly, hasn't quite shaved yet, but he's got the time to come take care of your rat problem? That's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna satisfy yourself for that guy that may not talk politically correct, may have drunk a few beers in high school, got that crack sticking out the back of his pants, clothes may not be too clean, but he's gonna solve your rat problem. It's kind of like voting in a sheriff, kind of like voting in a president. Doesn't exactly matter what they look like or what they've done in their past. You're concerned about taking care of that rat problem. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take care of our rat problem. And this year, I'm talking about Sheriff Rhodes. He served 2 terms. We've had PETA people in here that they let walk out. We've had people in here try and kill themselves and break one of our employees' arms. And they hauled them out of here with no charges filed, and we had to pay for the broken arm. I had a guy in here a couple of weeks ago with a gun that got my cell phone away from me before I could call 911. And they didn't even fill out a report. So we're gonna go for that rat hunter guy this time, okay, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm talking about Robert Brooks. You might not agree with the way he talks, or maybe he's got that funny sense of humor. You really wonder if he could really be a sheriff. And the way that he grew up in high school. Makes absolutely no difference, ladies and gentlemen, as long as he's got a platform to take care of you, the people, and fight the crime out here. Instead of spending most of your time out there selling dime bags of methamphetamines to the drug addicts and arresting them so you can get court costs and pay the bills and buy them cars that y'all got parked in your private driveways instead of out on the streets. I'd expect the sheriff to be beating the pies every day, shaking hands with the people and looking out to make sure that your homes aren't broke into, murders aren't being committed, and the drugs ain't being hauled up and down the highways. But we only have one deputy on at night for one of the largest counties in Oklahoma. And that's a serious question, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be a police chief myself. The problem is most of your crime happens from 11 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm talking about they crawled in here at 3 o'clock in the morning and blew up our alligator facility. And we got one of them bastards on tape. And you think any charges were filed? You think any thumb screws were screwed down to get some answers of why? You think they subpoenaed the private messages on Facebook and proved that this was all connected to an employee and somebody in Florida? Nothing was done once again. And this, ladies and gentlemen, blowing something up, a building in an open facility, is terrorism. And our sheriff's department currently doesn't give a shit about terrorism. So let's get rid of them rats. And let's put some rat poison out there. And let's try and give a new guy a chance. And if he don't do the job, we'll hire a new rat guy. And we'll get him out too. But I think it's worth a shot, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to cast my vote this year. As president candidate of the United States, I am politically backing Robert Brooks to give him a shot. He's had the courtesy to sit down and have lunch with me and explain to me how he's going to fight for the deputies to get more pay, a little bit of a savings account going on, put more deputies on at night to protect you, the citizens. And I think if you'd sit down and talk to the man, I think you'd like him too, because he's not a politician. He's not politically correct. You're not going to see him wearing a suit. I think you'll see him wearing the same uniform that them cops wear that work under him. And I think you'll see him wearing a badge right out there on top of it. So, it's your choice, ladies and gentlemen. But I am supporting Robert Brooks. And I'm going to continue to support Robert Brooks because 8 years as a sheriff is the same thing that I'm campaigning against the President of the United States. There should be term limits on every politician, every elected official, including judges, city council members, sheriffs, senators, House of Representatives, congressmen, and anybody else that works for you, the people. I'm Joe Exotic. Come out to the zoo. It's under new management. They're building a drive-in movie theater, and this corner's fixing to hop, and they're going to put more money into the local economy. Have a great day. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure I'm going to catch hell over that video. I don't have no police protection now. What the hell's it matter? That's why we all wear guns here. But you know, it's a damn shame when it comes down to that. You put $10 million into a local economy and you get nothing. PETA, Humane Society of the United States, are out of state and all they're doing is ripping off the state, or the politicians wouldn't have introduced a law to make it illegal to have an animal rights organization raise money in this state. But they get more TV time, they get more police protection, and everything else. Why? Because they're writing those checks for commercials and protection. So, we're going to cast our vote for somebody else, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Once again, I don't care who the hell I piss off. So, coming up next is your time. Animals and Friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a video that's made by you, for the people, by the people, and your animals. Welcome to Joe Exotic Animals and Friends.
Woke up this morning with the sunshine in my eyes. All the clouds are gone and took the rain that came inside. I can't believe the way I feel about the day. All the bad is gone and all the good is here to stay. All the reasons I can point to and all that I can see, because you love me, because you love me, because you love me, because you love me, because you love me. Funny how this life we live can change from day to day. You can choose to participate and make it be okay. It's funny how a smile can change the words you want to say, or just a song inside your heart you choose to give away. And all the reasons I can point to and all that I can see, because you love me, 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 baby, because you love me. And all the reasons I can point to and all that I can see, because you love me, 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 baby, because you love me, 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 because you because you love me, because you love me.
The animal rights people are vowed to take your rights away, to own any kind of animal. They've already started on exotic animals all across the United States. And they've selected out single kinds of dogs, dog breeders, and many other things. So let's stop it and give your rights back to you, the American people, to be able to have any kind of animal or pet you want on your property. So get on www.joeexotic2016.com and support the movement to support you. I'm Joseph Maldonado, otherwise known as Joe Exotic. And ladies and gentlemen, I stand behind the animals and you. All right, well, anyway, that's your favorite part, seeing you and your animals on the videotape. Question in the chat room is all monkeys banned from Ohio? Absolutely not. There's some that are still legal. Kasich's still running around. It would be an insult for me to call him a certain kind of a monkey, but you can bet your ass when that thing swells up far enough, Joe Exotic's going to pop it. You know what I'm talking about, monkey people, when them female baboons are in heat. Looks just like Kasich's face when he's in a bad mood in a debate. All right, so here we go. I got a challenge for you. We have a problem with people arguing over who has a penis and who don't over there in North Carolina to use a public restroom. So, you want to make the news? You want to make a statement? Donna, here's your first challenge. Let's raise enough money to get a couple airplane tickets to go out to North Carolina, and let's have a rally. And let's open this shit up, and I'll guarantee you we'll get on the news that way. Because if they ain't got nothing better to do than argue in this country over who's going to use a public bathroom, whether they're sexually changed gender or not. Meanwhile, just like I said in yesterday's message, we're having people smuggled into this country as sex slaves and working slaves and everything else. And North Carolina's part of our border. They're right there on the east coast next to the ocean. And instead of protecting their coast, they're arguing over whether or not somebody's got a penis in the wrong bathroom. So let's get out there and make some noise and support all the people out there in North Carolina and find out what the hell's going wrong. I'm Joe Exotic, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy this pretty face because they're going to kill me before November the 8th. You can bet your ass on that one. So I'll see you tomorrow for another show at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Remember my message. I love each and every one of you. Carol Baskin, sorry, sweetie, you don't climb into that category. I'll see you tomorrow night.